year, and I have been told, and of course I've experienced this myself, that you all are great in spreading smiles. So can I see some smiles on your face, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, the one there? Yes, sir? Oh, lovely. I love it. So, how many of you are really looking forward to the next few days? I want you to raise your hands. Quite a lot. And how many of you would not put your hands up no matter what I say? Because there were a few people out there. So my name is Rosario, and I am your host for this wonderful evening. And you know, when I look at this fraternity, the one word that comes to my mind is kindness. Kindness no matter what. However tough the day is, you always have a smile. And the last 2 years have been turbulent, ups and downs, but you all decided that the show must, and that's what you did, and that is why we are here to celebrate this momentous occasion as one family. So I want you to pat yourself on your back and give yourself a round of applause for the phenomenal work that each one of you are doing. Yes, the next 3 days, action-packed, lot coming forth. But I think it's time to tell you a little bit about what we are. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hotel and Restaurant Association Western India is a 71-year-old association of restaurants and hotels. We are proud of having 14,000 direct and indirect members across Western India. Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. We are the voice of the hospitality industry. Our association is a part of the national body of HRAWI, which originally founded in Mumbai in 1950 by the late Mr. J.R.D. Tata. The association has always been in the forefront to represent on topics of current interest, not only with the government but also amongst the fraternity. The activities of the association include organizing regional conventions, business seminars and scholarships to deserving students, and continuous dialogue with the government on the topics pertaining to hospitality. Yes, this is the second time that we are meeting in the 4th largest city of Maharashtra, and we are at this lovely city which is known for its wine. Of course, I'm sure you all are going to try it out. Ladies and gentlemen, Nashik, such a beautiful city. And in India, when we start any occasion, we started with the blessings of the Almighty, so that we have knowledge coming forth, dispelling that ignorance, all those darkness. And for that, we are going to commence with the lighting of the lamp. And for the lighting of the lamp, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Mr. Dilip Vengsarkar, the keynote speaker who has joined us today. Can we have a round of applause for him? Also, Mr. Pradeep Shetty, President of HRAWI, Mr. D. Venkatesan, yes, there he is, Regional Director, Department of Tourism, Mr. Rakesh, Mehra, Partner, Radisson Blue, Hotel and Spa Nashik, Mr. Shetty Bhatia, immediate past President of HRAWI. There they are. Request you to please take center stage. And as we begin, ladies and gentlemen, let's put an intention that the next few days we achieve whatever we have in our mind. And we ask the Almighty to really take us forward, take us ahead in everything that we have put forth there. Could we have, yeah, it's right there. Okay, yeah. Just hold it, yeah. Could we have it all together? India definitely known for its culture, its tradition, and starting such new beginnings in an auspicious way. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll just have a picture together, a photo op.
Unfortunately, for various reasons, he was unable to be here tonight. However, he would like to convey his regards to the industry through a video clip which we will be showing during the convention. Eminent cricketer Shri Dilip Vengsarkar ji, Regional Director, Ministry of Tourism, Shri Venkatesan ji. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to the 19th Regional Convention of HRAWI here in Nashik, the wine capital of India. We have taken a lot of efforts for this convention, which we are hosting after 3 years when we did our last convention in Colombia. Shri Prabhat Dodaji is the Minister of Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Government of Maharashtra, he was the President of BJP Mumbai unit. He comes from a family of freedom fighters. He was born in Jodhpur. He completed his BCom and LLB from University of Jodhpur and practiced law in the Jodhpur High Court before he moved to Bombay in 1981. He laid the foundation of the Lodha Group and is involved in a number of philanthropic activities. In 1983, when India went to England to play the World Cup, not many had much expectations from the team. In the previous 2 World Cups, India had just won 1 match. However, the team spirit and dedication was something to see. We had a few hiccups in the initial matches, and for those of us who grew up in those times, the moments are still clear. In his press conference, the Indian captain Kapil Dev, when asked what were India's chances to win the World Cup, all he did was smile and say, "We are here to win." 25th June 1983 were the finals. The rest, as you know, is history. The pandemic has hit our industry the most. The way we as an industry have struggled is known to all of us. We have now bounced back and continue to do so. And that is the reason we decided to be a little different this time and named our convention Here to Win. Our guest of honor today is Shri Dilip Vengsarkar. He was part of the squad of 1983 which lifted the World Cup on 25th June 1983. At the pinnacle of his career, he was rated as the best batsman in the Deloitte's rating and held that number 1 slot for 21 months. Not many know this, but he was the first Indian to score 300s against England at Lord's, which is considered the Mecca of cricket. Amongst his achievements are the Arjuna Award in 1982, Padma Shri in 1987, Wisdom Cricketer of the Year in 1987, and Lifetime Achievement Award by the BCCI. We have several business sessions planned on current topics affecting hotels and restaurants, which I'm sure you will find very interesting. We have very eminent speakers who will be sharing their knowledge with us. Our evenings are going to be entertaining, and the elaborate arrangements by our host hotel, Radisson Hotel and Spa, will surely be something everyone is going to enjoy and remember. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each of you for attending this convention and ensuring its grand success. My most sincere thanks to my entire convention committee, the HRAWI office team, our company secretary, the president, the EC members for having the faith in us, in spite of all our ups and downs. A sincere thanks to the speakers and moderators for taking out their time to address the seminars. My most sincere thanks to the host hotel, Radisson Hotel and Spa, who have gone the extra mile for us, which you will see in the next 3 days, the Gateway Hotel Amber, and the Express Inn. Thanks to all the sponsors who supported us, the exhibitors who have put up a fine display of products, our event management company Dicky Speak, registration company Zest, PR agency Spin Community, social media agency Webby Solutions, and our magazine publication Metro Mart. Once again, thank you for all for being present here today. We trust and are sure you will have an enjoyable meeting. Thank you.
Advani. We would now like to invite the President, Mr. Pradeep Shetty, President HRAWI, for the welcome presidential address.
We're here to win. Mr. Dilip Vengsarkar, respected Regional Director, Mr. Venkatesan, all our former presidents from HRAWI, my colleague, EC, Executive Committee member of HRAWI, all the members who have come here from across the region of Western India, and friends from media and other communities. I'm extremely delighted and privileged to welcome you all to this beautiful city of Nashik, very aptly called as the wine capital of India. As you know, Nashik offers a wide range in the tourism landscape with its agro-tourism, cultural heritage, religious tourism, wine tourism, and therefore has been selected by the association as the venue for the convention this year. It is really heartening to see all of you gathered here to celebrate the resilience of the hospitality industry after a generational crisis of COVID-19. I do remember the time back in March 2020 when I sat at the window, and in Mumbai we were not even allowed to get out of our houses for several months. And today when I look here, all of us in person back again, it is really heartwarming, and this really goes out to the courage of all of us after having faced such an enormous crisis to come back into this. I want to take this opportunity to express my happiest gratitude to our regional director, Mr. Venkatesan, who has, from his busy schedule, managed to be here with us. Also regret that the Honorable Tourism Minister could not come due to heavy rains in Mumbai at the last moment. He was, till about 3 o'clock, he was very interested and keen to meet us all over here. And I also want to inform that we have a very interesting minister who, at the time when we went to invite him, fortunately he is also from the business community, and it's for the first time that we heard the minister, after inviting him, asking us as to what do you want from us. And we were definitely not prepared with a list. It's usually a laundry list. And he said, don't hesitate, tell me, I'm one amongst you and I'm one like you. And he really looked keen to revolutionize the way the government works and looks at the tourism sector. So I see a lot of promise coming our way, at least insofar as this minister is concerned. About this meeting, the next 2 days, we'll have an excellent opportunity to benefit from the insight and eloquent perspective of a galaxy of luminaries as people they are industry leaders, technocrats, accomplished entrepreneurs. These deliberations during the convention will be more focused on the post-COVID era and how we managed to come back and what are the learnings. We will definitely reflect on the myriad challenges and exciting opportunities that exist for the industry as we go about redefining and revitalizing ourselves and our business. Our association at the Western India, as the arm of the apex body that is the HRAWI, has been playing a pivotal role in the vibrant tourism sector of India. We are, as you all know, known as the preeminent voice COVID really caused a lot of pains to us, and I must tell you that from the association point of view, we left no stone unturned. I must tell you that the kind of damage that the industry suffered during the pandemic because of the uniqueness of the product and the services we offer. A meal that is not served today and a room that is not sold today cannot be compensated, and we do not have a catch-up effect. And that's the uniqueness, and this is something we really need to think about, how to do business in a more sustainable manner and how to deal with such generational crisis. I must also tell members that we almost about 270 representations were made to the union government and to the state governments, and about during the pandemic itself about 50 video conference meetings were held with except for the Prime Minister, with all the ministers at the union level and also at the state level. And I must appreciate this one fact from the union government, that our industry was the only industry that got an industry-specific relief. That was the ECLGs, where firstly we were declared as an MSME, which we were not earlier, and being an MSME, there was an emergency credit line that was extended initially to about 40,000 crore, and as late as last month, that outlay has been further increased. Of course, the whole idea being that since we had zero revenues for a large part of this pandemic, so this emergency line credit was meant as a liquidity fund to restart our businesses. Besides this, there were many other measures which were done to help us. Of course, we weren't happy. The problem being that the sheer magnitude of the pandemic was so large that the government really could not do anything special for us. But here we are back after the pandemic. As you know, our industry contributes significantly to the country's GDP and also to the foreign exchange earnings. Our industry, which we've been repeatedly telling the government, and now it has been taken note of, is very closely linked to the important sectors of like infrastructure, transport, and rural development. And one of the facts that has emanated is that the 30% of the milk produced in the rural sector is consumed by our sector. So that's the level of importance that our sector holds for rural development. In 2019-20, our sector generated about 79 million jobs, and almost, as on today, accounts for 15% of the jobs generated in the country. As for recovery post-COVID is concerned, we've seen very good last 6 months, buoyed by a good vaccination drive and pent-up demand in the domestic travel sector, and even encouraging signs of business travels that are happening. According to JLL Hotel Momentum Report and HRAWI, hotel tariffs in terms of RevPAR were about 393% more as compared to last year in June 22 this year. So these demands are primarily due to weddings and domestic travel, and MICE is also looking up. Domestic travel is in particularly something that we've been urging with the government, and I also must appreciate the role of the Ministry of Tourism in the campaign of Apna Desh Dekho, where a tremendous focus was put on domestic travel, which has helped the industry to bounce back after the pandemic. Approximately about 677 million Indians travel to different places within the country. So intra-country travel has been indeed very good. It almost saw a jump of 11% from 2020 to 2021. So a particular focus that we've been discussing with the ministry is the Indians traveling abroad. About 8.5 million Indians traveled abroad, and that was a segment that required to be tapped during this period. And I'm glad that a lot of focus has been put on encouraging Indians to travel within the country and to explore the country, the vast diversity and the tourism offers that are available instead of going abroad. As for the restaurant business, really took a hit during the pandemic, where remained at about ₹2 trillion after registering almost a 50% decline from 2019. And presently, it looks like by the end of the year, a recovery of up to 4.7 trillion revenues in the restaurant is what is being promised. The enormous potential in the F&B sector is another aspect that has been floated with the tourism department as well as the state government. The amazing variety, culture, history. Imagine every state in India offers unique flavors, taste, traditions in food and cuisine. And alas, it's time that efforts must be made to include food and the food cuisines in India within the policy domain of the tourism landscape. Foreign tourist arrivals is one of the areas which still remains a concern for us. There has been a negative growth of about 44% as compared to 2019. About 1.52 million people tourist arrivals were recorded in 2021 as compared to 2020 was about 2.74. And these are largely due to the restrictions and air travel issues, direct connection issues, high travel prices, etc. But the year end looks promising for tourist arrivals, especially foreign travel. And the business segment is also, business travel is another segment which holds a lot of promise, and again another aspect which is required to be brought within the policy domain of the tourism department, as business travel is becoming more and more important in the coming years. Another interesting aspect that has been come out as is the 40% of the inbound tourists comprises of the Indian diaspora who are coming back to the country. So that's been a good trend and which is promising for all of us over here. And the Indians who are coming back to experience the country and tourism has continued to play a key role towards creating foreign exchange for our country. Foreign exchange from tourism in India stood at about 65,000 crores as compared to 50,000 crores in 2020, registering a growth of 30%. All of this really holds a lot of promise for us after having really disappointing last 3 years. Both domestic and inbound tourism are slated to come back to normalcy by the end of the year. Going forward, India is poised to position itself as a major tourism destination in the world at the upcoming G20 presidency, which provides an excellent opportunity for the country to strengthen our position in the world tourism landscape. About 200 meetings beginning December 22 that are scheduled in various locations across the country offers a rare opportunity for the hospitality sector to showcase our world-class offerings and services. I once again want to thank all of you for coming here, and this convention especially is a tribute to all of us, to the entire industry, and this I say on the very place in this hotel as one example which was built and was slated to open and found itself in the middle of the pandemic. And despite of all odds, we are all here assembled at this great hotel by our members Mehra ji and Rishi and all of you. And I therefore want to express this gratitude and admiration for all of us that we are here to win. We've seen many catastrophes, we've seen terrorist attacks, and this was one of the biggest of all the attacks that we've seen. And if we've finally come here and assembled I think we shall definitely win. Definitely win in the years to come. I hope all of you will have a very good time over here. I welcome all of you once again. Have a good time. Jai Hind.
Shetty, for those words straight from the heart. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they say classification has been an integral part of the hospitality industry. The Indian classification norms has helped the hotels to than the international hotels. These norms have helped the hospitality industry to develop and upgrade the hotel facilities, guest services and guest experiences. To promote classification across India, the Regional Director, Ministry of Tourism, plays a pivotal role in assisting the hospitality industry. And amongst us, we have our Regional Director, Ministry of Tourism, Mr. D. Venkatesan. And today, HRAWI would like to felicitate him for his extraordinary achievement of having completed a record number of approximately 300 classifications in the Western region. It is significant to know that the said task was achieved through the troubled COVID pandemic period. Traveling almost 20 days a month away from home, away from office, this stupendous achievement of Mr. D. Venkatesan played a vital role in the revival of the hospitality business. I would like to invite Mr. D. Venkatesan, Regional Director, Department of Tourism, along with Mr. Nair, Senior Vice President, HRAWI, to felicitate Mr. D. Venkatesan.
Good evening, Namaskar. Thank you HRAWI for this honor bestowed on me. In fact, it's really feel quite emotional here when looking at the journey that has been the last 3 years for us. I took over this position in November 2019 and then came the pandemic. It was between March 20 and May that we stayed home. I remember coming back to office on the 19th of May at the peak of the pandemic at that point. And then all the businesses across the world, just not in our country, were halted because of this pandemic and it was something beyond our control. And the main objective of the government also was to look at the health, which was the major criteria. But then we did not take it lying down. So we used this time to do some very constructive activities. We thought we'll build the content. You know, content is the king when it comes to marketing, and this was the time to build content. So we were concentrating, sitting in our offices and homes. And we learned how to do meetings over the internet. And we all knew there was Zoom before 2020, but then all those online came in. And I still remember when I stepped out on the 6th of August 2020 for my first classification, wearing all those PPP, etc. And my daughter saw my picture and said, "You look like an astronaut traveling in our own planet." So those were the days. I still remember when we moved. But then there was always a hope, because when there was fear and there was a kind of apprehension, not only from our side, but also the classification cannot be done single-handedly. it is a team. It is a team of 6, and then we have to kind of have the faith among the team also to step out, and we are responsible for the safety. So it was a huge responsibility at that point. But then I would really like to thank all the sector of the tourism industry, especially the hotel sector and the other travel industry which came in and joined hands and travel with me across to complete this task that we have been able to achieve. Well, I'm an optimist, and I'm here always been saying that tourism industry will never die, because man is a social animal. Until mankind is there, his true needs are mobility and food, and our industry is there to satisfy. So there was always this hope, and I'm sure that we are here to win. And as we see that today the industry has come back, not only in the urban areas and the holiday destinations, but also remote areas. The connectivity that has happened both by air, road and rail has also kind of brought in the destinations closer, and people are now traveling and discovering our own nation. And the Ministry of Tourism, through its Dekho Apna Desh campaign, has been tremendously pushing the domestic travel. And we also kind of started the initial stages when the hotel were opening, destination opening. I still remember our major knowledge partners, which was from the HRA. We used to have consultations, and most of the SOPs that have been done for the at the period when the pandemic was there, especially in terms of hygiene, in terms of other cleanliness, etc. HRA was consulted at every point, and so it is a very strong partner for us in terms of knowledge. And also when we look at new policies or new guidelines, etc., it is the industry which gives us very professional inputs. So it's like a family, and I also kind of once again congratulate the HRA for starting this convention after almost a gap of 2 years, and I'm sure we are here to win, and we will win. My special thanks to the organizing committee, the past president, and Mr. Pradeep Shetty, who has taken over the reins of the organization here, and I'm sure with the cooperation and the mutual trust that we have for each other, we'll be able to pull on and reach greater heights. Thank you again for bestowing this honor. I was just doing my duty, but then, of course, it always feels good when you get into other man's shoes. That is where when we know where the shoe pinches. So for me, it was something where I always used to get into the shoes of the hotelier when I used to step out and see how that what we can do. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best.
Wish you the very best in all your endeavors. And with that, I would like to now invite Mr. Sameer Parikh, Managing Partner, Parikh and Company, New Delhi. HRAWI would like to felicitate Mr. Parikh for his invaluable legal advice and contribution to us in the hospitality industry for over the last 2 decades, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to call upon Mr. Kamlesh Barod, the past president HRAWI, to do the honors. Let's have a photo of, there.
Good evening, everybody. I've been, as mentioned, I've been associated with HRAWI for more than 2 decades, and it's a really dynamic organization. I've seen you all work very hard and in a very dynamic fashion. You've really looked after the industry, and I think I wish you all the best. We've all gone through some very terrible times, and I'm sure we'll all do great ahead. And we're all there to help you in any way we can. Thank you.
Without him, this convention would not be possible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Mr. Rishi Mehra, the partner, Radisson Hotel and Spa Nashik. Mr. Pradeep Shetty, President HRAWI, I request you to please come on stage and felicitate him.
We here to win. What else we here for?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very special segment, our keynote speech. Now, this gentleman, he is one of the most elegant and successful batsmen, a champ of the 1983 World Cup winning squad, our eminent cricketer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Mr. Dilip Vengsarkar. He's right there. Great to have you here. I'm sure that our wonderful family here are all set to hear.
Good evening, all of you. And all dignitaries of us here sitting in the front row. And it's been a great honor for me to be a part of this convention, hotel and industry for the Western region. And thank you, Dinesh, for inviting me. He came to my room in the evening at around 5:30, and he was worried that Honorable Minister is not coming for this function. So he said, Dilip, can you speak a little longer? I said, I have never been an IPL T20 batsman, I'm a test batsman, so I can speak a little bit more longer. Of course, last 2.5, 3 years have been terrible for everybody, more so to the hotel and tourism industry. A lot of people lost their jobs and of course livelihood. Not only hotel and tourism, but sports industry, film industry, they all struggle because you all know that no matches were held, all the grounds were empty, and sports industry, they export a lot of sports goods all over the world. They had to be stopped. Film industry, of course, a lot of people lost their jobs. Our film on 83 World Cup was completed when the first pandemic struck, and it had to be postponed for 2 years. And then when it was shown, it was a super hit film. Everybody loved it, everybody liked it. They were all praised the film that it's going to be a super hit film. But after a week or so, the pandemic struck again. And in northern region, all theatres were shut. So the producers had to suffer some losses. But it was watched by a lot of people all over the world, and they loved the film. And we are very proud of it because I think Kabir Khan and Ranveer Singh and all those actors who acted as us, as cricketers, they did a fantastic job. I'm very proud of them. Now when pandemic struck, a lot of things happened. But what we require now is patience, and patience now at this stage is very important. It is easier said than done. When I started playing cricket at the age of 12, of course from my school in the Radisson in Mumbai, I scored a lot of runs. Then I became captain of Bombay. I became captain of my school team, then Bombay schools team, then Indian schools team, and then when I joined college, I was the captain of my college, I was captain of Bombay University, I was the captain of Indian universities. Those days, Indian universities used to play against a touring team. At that time, England had come to India, and I was the captain of the Indian universities team, and we had Kapil there, Roger Binney, Sandeep, a lot of those cricketers who played at the event to play for India. And then of course, I was picked in the Bombay team when I was 18 years of age. I was ecstatic because that was a dream of every cricketer those days, and to just play for Bombay, because Bombay had stars as a team. We had Gavaskar, we had Mankad, Solkar, Karshan Gabri, all the stalwarts were there. And but unfortunately, I was asked to do the scoring, because those days there was no money in the game, so we didn't have a scorer. Honestly, we used to get 25 rupees a day, and we used to play almost four-day match, and we used to get 100 rupees. So I went to the scorebook. I did scoring for the entire year, which I felt Bombay won, because Bombay has always been champions. Till then, I won the trophy for 41 times. And that's a world record. No state has won so many times. So I was very disappointed, but I had a self-belief at that very young age, and of course self-confidence that if I get an opportunity, I can match the very best. And luckily for me, next year we were playing Irani Cup match in Nagpur. I thought I would be doing scoring again. And Eknath Solkar got injured on the eve of the match. And I was asked to play, I was asked to be ready to play. And I was very happy. And at those days, of course there was not much cricket, only a test cricket was there. There was no one-day internationals in our T20 format. So all the test cricketers were available to play domestic matches. Irani Cup match would be a rest of India team. It was led by Bishan Bedi, it had Prasanna, Vishwanath, Kirmani, all the Indian test players. And we were caught on a slow turn. And of course, Paddy Shivalkar got 6-7 wickets, and they were all for 220. And when we batted, we lost 3 wickets for 60 runs. And we had lost Gavaskar and other 2 top class players, Ramnath Parker and Sudhir Naik. And I joined Ashok Mankad in the middle. That was my first match for Bombay. It was a big game. It was a great platform for 19-year-old kid. And I scored 100 in 85 deliveries. And in the bargain, I hit 7 sixes. I think 4 of Bishan Bedi and 3 of Prasanna. And the next match I played was for India. And then of course, on the tour of West Indies in New Zealand, on the eve of the first test match, I was taken off for dinner by Bishan Bedi and J.R. Vishwanath. I was very young, 19 years of age. And Bishan said to me that, Dilip, now you have been playing university, you have to play for Bombay, now you have become international cricketer. So you must compare yourself with the best in the world. I say compare yourself with Viv Richards or Alvin Kalichar or Clyde Lloyd or Gordon Greenidge, anybody for that matter. But you must compare with the best in the world. That was a great advice for me, to be honest with you. He said, don't get overawed by anybody's presence. you must have self-belief, you must have self-confidence in yourself, and do well. That is what I heard from Bishop Bedi. It was a great advice for young cricketer. And then of course, I played for many years later on. I think toured many countries. I met a lot of prime ministers, presidents, ambassadors of the countries, and a great time. I still remember when we started playing in Sharjah, and especially those games, I think it's Pakistan, where everybody used to watch them all over the world. And Sharjah was a place where there used to be half Indians and half Pakistanis. So you could see the atmosphere, you can imagine the atmosphere. It was absolutely electrifying. And the emotions just went very high. We started in 1981, and till 85, I think we beat them in every match, every year. I remember that in 1985, I think we were all over 125. And the people of Pakistan, they thought that they had won the match, and they started distributing sweets. But Pakistan were bundled out for 88. So, and then in 1986, we had scored 247. Those days 247 was a good score in 50 overs. And when they batted, they were 180 for 8. So we thought that we were going to win easily. And it was, and then we became slightly complacent. And Javed Mehra was batting, we underestimated him because with 19, 11 batsmen, I think he was taking singles and he was taking twos and he would hit a boundary. And he came so close to winning the match that the last ball they needed 5 minutes to win and he hit a 6. The Pakistanis were all ecstatic about the whole thing. They danced and they stopped our bus and they danced in front of our bus for half an hour. And Javed Mehra was the toast of the nation. And they all wanted to buy his bat. They said, we are going to buy his bat. And he was a smart businessman. So what he did, that's what I was told, I'm not very sure about it, but that's what I was told, that he went and bought 10 similar bats. And he was doing all over the Gulf, right from Abu Dhabi to Bahrain to Kuwait, Qatar, everywhere. And they all wanted his bat. And he auctioned that bat. He said, this is the bat, I hit a 6. So he sold that bat to 10 different people. So that's the thing, like it was very enjoyable. We had a fantastic time, especially at the tours of Pakistan. I still remember in 1982, under Imran Khan, I think they did very well against us. And we lost the series. I think they should tamper with the ball, but I think we couldn't see that, to be honest with you. And then we realized after the entire series was over. And we had Dilip Doshi. You must have heard of Dilip Doshi. I think he was an excellent left-arm spinner. But he would like to think that there was a good all-rounder. He was a good bowler, but a very average batter. He used to bat number 11 all the time. But he was the only 11 number batsman. He used to have his own bat, own kit, own shoes, only for batting, gloves, pads, chest pad, helmet, everything. And whenever the third wicket used to fall, he would start wearing it, wearing the pads and wearing the helmet, everything. And we used to ask him, "Dilip, हमारे में confidence नहीं है क्या?" So then I'm getting acclimated to the conditions, he would say. And whenever he used to go to bat, we used to wonder whether he's going to bat or going on the moon, because he was all over padded up everything with the helmet and all. And whenever Imran used to see him, he would just take the ball from somebody, whether it's, I think, Abdul Qadir, Sarfraz Nawaz, or Wasim Akram or whatever. And the first ball is to bowl, is to get bowled. So he got bowled at least 4 times, and then he came to me. Dilip, क्या गलती हो रहा है मेरा? I told him that you take a middle stump, and because if you take a leg stump, then you are going backwards. If you take a middle stump, even if you go backward, you will come to the next stump. Again he got bowled, and Imran was enjoying himself. 6 test matches, and Imran got his wickets. After all, it's a test wicket. Then he asked Sunil, मेरा क्या हो रहा है, गलती हो रहा है? He said, you take an off stump guard, and then you will come on the leg stump. Still he was getting bowled. So we lost the series, and then in Karachi hotel, I think I was packing my bags, and I heard the knock on the door, and there was Abdul Qadir and Javed Mehra. They had come to see me, just have a chat with me about the series. And by doing so, I said to them that Imran ne kamal kiya hai. He took 42 wickets. That's a fantastic performance by any fast bowler. And both were quiet. I said, don't you agree with me? Abdul Qadir said, 42 wickets mein 12 Dilip Doshi ke the. So I said, you should be proud of the fact because you have captain ne liye wicket. बोला कि वो 12 wicket मेरे थे. So it was like that. It was very funny. What a fantastic time we had in Pakistan, in Sharjah, and all other places. And then, of course, I must say something about our 83 World Cup. Before 83 World Cup, we had a tour of West Indies. And that time, the West Indies team was as good as invincible because they used to beat everybody at 5-0, 4-0, whatever, whether it's England, Australia, Pakistan, India, whatever. And in one of the one-day games in Burpees, we beat them. We beat them how? Then we batted first. When West Indies, I think you just put them under pressure, and they would crumble. So that was our experience. So we put total on the board, and they batted under pressure, and they crumbled. And we won that match. So at the back of the mind, we knew that we could beat West Indies. So when we get the first match at Old Trafford, we batted after winning the toss. And of course, Yashpal, I think, played a brilliant inning. And then we put them under pressure, and they were all out. And the first match we, I think, won at Old Trafford of the World Cup. And then before that World Cup, in 1975-1979, in England, we had no clue about one-day matches because we had never played one-day matches till then. I think we used to play just test matches. And we used to play at a 3 to 4 spin in a one-day game. So we didn't do really well on that tour, but in 83, I think we had a lot of all-rounders. Those who were very useful in English conditions. And then of course, and when we went to England, India had no chance. I think they just said that India just cannot win. And the first couple of games, I think where we just had, one was against minor counties. And minor county is a very, I think, ordinary average team. Till we lost to minor counties. And then against New Zealand, we had a friendly game. I think we lost that match as well. The first game against West Indies, we won. And we thought that there is an outside chance that we will do well in this World Cup. And of course, then we had return match at the Oval. They had scored 265, and we were 80 for 1. I was batting on 32. I was playing well along with Amarnath. And we had a good partnership going, and I was injured, as you must have seen in the film. It was not Malcolm Marsh's fault, it was my fault. Because I tried to steer it through the slips, I angled the bat a little more, and the ball hit my chin, and I had to be hospitalized. And I remember there was no doctor on the ground, because our board could not afford to have a doctor with the team. So we used to have just one manager, that's it. And then I was just taken by taxi to the hospital and put 7 stitches on my chin, and I was brought back. And then that team at that point, and then we lost the match. But the entire team at that point of time, I think had some negativity in the mind. And cricket is all about confidence. If you don't have confidence, then it's tough to win matches. And that's what happened against our match in Zimbabwe, against Zimbabwe. And we batted first and we were 19 for 5. All the top batsmen were out. 19 for 5, we have no hope. And then in was Kapil Dev. I feel he was one of the greatest all-rounders the world has ever seen. He was our captain and we are so proud of him that he was a superstar of that World Cup. The way he played that inning, I think, along with Kirmani, Roger Binney, was simply outstanding. They came to bat, and he told Kirmani, they have just played 8 to 10 overs, but we have to play all 60 overs. Kiri said, कि तुम चिंता मत करना, I will stay here, but you play your shots and you play your innings. And both of them played so well. Kirmani was just taking ones and twos, and Kapil went berserk absolutely. He was at the peak of his career, a supreme athlete, and that was the best inning ever played by a cricketer, I think, one day tournament, and that too in World Cup. And then he came back, he scored 175 not out. He came back and bowled so brilliantly, it was 12 overs, and he won the match single-handedly. And that was a turning point. And then, of course, we were playing against Australia. Australia was extremely formidable team. Then we beat them as well. And then we went to Old Trafford to play England. And English people had bought their tickets at the Lords. And they thought that that they can easily win against India. So they all, I think, had bought their tickets. And when we beat them, I think they were caught on a slow turner. And their bowlers bowled really well, and the batters batted really well, and we won the match. And Indians were so happy, they were so jubilant. And every Indian wanted to go to Lords. So all the English guys, they were selling their tickets, Indians were buying the tickets. Still, there were a lot of Indians who were left out. In the film they didn't show that as we were going by the coach to Lords Cricket Ground, there were a lot of Indians, they wanted to get in our coach. हमारे पास ticket नहीं है, तुम हमको आपके coach में लेके चलो. And once you get inside the Lords, we will go anywhere. When we were going, we had 80 people in our bus. Many of them we didn't know. They literally pleading, कि हमको लेके चलो करके. And once we got inside the Lords, they just dispersed. But again we won the toss and batted. And we were all out for 183. And then of course, Kapil was the only one who was very optimistic, and he said, no match is won till the last run is scored. So guys, fight it out. Let's fight it out. People used to laugh at his English or whatever, But let me tell you, it didn't really matter. What really mattered is his self-belief and outstanding ability as an all-rounder. We didn't care what he said, but we appreciated what he said because it came from the heart. He was an instinctive captain. And he said, let's fight it out till the very end. And when Gordon Ganesh got out and Hayes got out, but we Bridges, the way he was batting, that we thought that he would finish the game in 30 overs. And then he played one shot of Madan Lal, I topped it, and Kapil Dev ran. He ran almost 20 yards and took a brilliant catch. And that was the end of Viv Richards. My friends in India still say that we don't watch the replay because he might drop the catch. We would still lose the World Cup. Having said that, it was an outstanding catch. He was a great athlete. He took the catch and West Indies panicked. And then Lloyd got out, then Gomes got out, and they were little struggling. They were out for 140. And they had champagne. They showed, I think in film also, there were champagne boxes. Everybody went to the dressing room to say bad luck. They were all sitting with their heads down. We all got the champagne bottles here, and we had a party the whole night. There were Bhangra everywhere, and it was a great evening. And it was an excellent film. We really enjoyed the film. I think Kabir Khan and Ranveer Singh did a great job. So that is what I'm saying, if we can do it. We are here to win. That's very, very important. Because I would like to wish you all the success. Hope you all become bigger and better. And hope you rise like a phoenix. As Kapil said in his press conference, when he was asked by one journalist who was present at the press conference, and he said to him, "We are here to win." Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Very inspired by motivating stories. I request you to please stay on stage, Dilip sir, because we have Mr. Chetan Mehta, our VP, to go ahead and felicitate you. There he is. Please take center stage. And those words, energizing, and those stories straight from the heart. So thank you so much. Thank you gentlemen. And with that, we would now like to inaugurate the special convention issue, and I would like to call upon Mr. Sandeep Talaulicar, Mr. Siji Nair, publisher Mr. Pradeep Shetty, and Mr. Shetty Bhatia to launch the magazine. Alright, there it is, beaming with pride today as we celebrate this occasion.